All right, all right, all right. Yeah, we normally don't do a weekend, but we doing this weekend. Yup, we doing this weekend. So there's a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. And I'm gonna get it ready for you guys. Welcome to the Whiskey P. Lewis channel. Over here, it's basically my channel. I talk about what I want to talk about. You know what I mean? Comments, what I want to say, just basically uh a YouTuber viewing a video and just reacting. That's all. That's all. Not here to give personal opinion. Not here to hurt or harm anybody. Just basically uh a surprise. Usually I do a surprise. I'm like, wow, is that really happening? Um and yeah, at the end of the day, I'm a YouTuber just viewing videos and letting you know, hey, this is what's happening out around the world, right? Most of the information that will be posted here mostly are news content, um, like views on, hey, did that really happen? Wow, wow. On that, I'm trying to navigate towards like viewing other things that has nothing to do with news, such as other shows, content that other people have. I want to go towards like pop the balloon stuff and other things. But for the most part, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here. Let me see if I can get this on. Yeah, let me see if I can get this on in my ears, I should say. I have a lot to talk about today, a lot to talk about. So you guys are gonna get the best, you know. But yeah, let me first go to my channel. Let's view it. And then also we gotta share it. We gotta share it. So all right. So I'm on. And you put a comment here. You put a comment. If you're here, like, subscribe, and come back for more. Support the channel. Okay, cool, 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 cool. All right, so let me see if I can pin this real quick. All right, now let's share this. Share this to the Facebook. Come check us out. We're live. We're live. Let's see if I can send it to groups real quick. Groups. And also, most of these videos, it's gonna be reclipped, right? It's gonna be reclipped. Next, let's go. Another show, another live. Bam, bam. post. All right, that's been posted. All right, let's see. Give me a minute. I'm just trying to go on Facebook and post some of these now. All right, what we got going on? And let's I'm gonna copy this real quick. Okay. Almost there. I usually don't do Saturdays, but give me a minute. I know. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay, one more. Then that's it. Where is Jay? Where is J? There we go. All right. I think we're ready. Think we're ready, right? I think we're ready. Let's get this started. I think I have to press what? Shift. Shift button. Oh, you know what? Yikes. Did I mess up? I think I messed up, but okay, hold on. All right, it is what it is. It is what it is. Give me a second. Just trying to get that all set. Okay, so uh, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Mm, yeah, it's cool. Give me a second. I'm trying to set it up so you guys can see the other screen. So give me a minute, and I'm gonna start talking. Okay, okay. All right. So let me see what you guys are seeing. Okay. So, all right. All right. I think we're ready. I think we're ready. Let's start recording and transition. Bam. Here we go. All right, all right. What's going on, guys? Like, subscribe. I appreciate you if you're here. Um, it's more stuff coming, more stuff coming. We're gonna be talking about a lot of different things. It's not gonna be focused on so much news events. I wanna be able to give you guys other stuff, right? Other stuff. Move this way real quick so I can be more in the middle. Yeah, I want to give you guys other stuff and talk about things that's more uh relatable towards hey, listen, this is my channel. I talk about what I want to talk about, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it's a lot happening, a lot happening. All right, cool. So let's get ready. Let's get ready. So we're here with the TSA issues, right? Um, so hold on, let me pin off to me real quick, and then we'll talk more about it, and then we'll get back to the TSA thing. Okay, a lot of people thought that the TSA uh issue was just gonna continue, and they weren't getting paid, and they're having from what I've heard and what I've seen on social media, a lot of people who are actual TSA agents are actually talking out like, hey, listen, I have no money. I'm not getting paid, and this issue needs to get resolved, right? So it's understandable because without payment, you can't pay your bills, right? So Trump apparently did something that was interesting. He said, "Hey, listen, I'm not gonna wait around for this bill to get pushed so these TSA agents can get paid." Now, there are other people that are involved, um, other departments, right? However, this is talking about TSA, and with TSA agents not being paid, it's basically a no-no, and the Trump uh, administration feels fit to make sure that they get paid. Now, is this lawful or not? That's the question. That's the question. Either way, Trump says, I don't care, I'm doing it. Right. So I guess they well, let me play so you guys can see. Let me play so you guys can see. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Is everything good? Yep, everything's good. And let's hear it.
The offer because ICE and Border Patrol weren't included. Reporter Rebecca Castor has more from Washington, D.C.
Why didn't the president fund TSA from the beginning? Why did he allow for the long lines? Why did he send in ICE?
The bill's amended as passed.
The funding battles seem to be over after the Senate.
So Trump signs executive order to pay TSA after DHS funding fails, right? So the Democrats apparently are saying they don't want to push this bill through because they're saying that, you know what, if we put it through, ICE is going to get paid too, right? But ICE is already paid. Like, ICE is already paid. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. Hey, Google, on the one big beautiful bill, did ICE already get funded? And does this bill affect ICE now that it's not being passed until the House decides to pass it or Congress? Give me a second. So now this is important. Give me a second. Take this off my ears real quick. All right. This is what this way.
Though it remains operational. Current funding status. The One Big Beautiful Bill. This act already provided ICE with a significant $170 billion windfall in 2025.
Wait a minute. So they're not passing the bill because they don't want to fund ICE, but ICE already got paid $170 billion windfall in 2025. That was part of the One Big Beautiful Bill. So they already paid. Why are they making these TSA agents suffer? Like, they already have funding. They're not the ones suffering. Come on now. Come on. They gotta do better. They gotta do better.
Approved money for nearly every.
Let's finish listening to this.
Which has allowed the agency to continue its operations despite the current budget deadlock. The standoff, the Senate passed a bill to reopen most of the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, but specifically excluded new base funding for ICE and parts of the Border Patrol. The House response, House Republicans rejected the Senate's version and passed their own 60-day stopgap measure on March 27, 2026, which includes full funding for ICE. Does it affect ICE now? Because the House and Senate have passed different versions, the new funding bill is not yet law. However, ICE is not currently shut down. It is using the existing massive appropriations from last year's legislation to stay active while Congress debates the new budget. Would you like me to...
Thank you. So that's what's happening. ICE already has funding. So the fact that they're holding all these other, well, as far as we know, DHS funding, it's troubling. Like, it's not right. It's not right. These people need to get paid, and they're the ones suffering. ICE already has 170 billion. Like, come on now. I don't think that's gonna be. It's gonna take a minute to go through that money. But meanwhile, you have TSA agents not being able to do their daily activities. Some people are paycheck to paycheck, right? And one paycheck away from who knows, right? Therefore, Trump executive order, and now the bill passed. I believe they said it's passed, so um, these TSA agents can get paid.
DHS agency after 2 a.m. Friday. That included TSA, FEMA, the Coast Guard, and the nation's cybersecurity agency. But Republicans in the House are furious. Funding for ICE and Border Patrol was left out, and they're shooting down the Senate's bill.
The Republicans are not going to be any part of any effort to reopen our borders or to stop immigration enforcement. This gambit that was done last night is a joke.
House Republicans want to fund all of DHS, including ICE, for 60 days, giving lawmakers more time to discuss immigration enforcement reform. But most senators have already left town for their spring vacation, and Democrats would block that proposal anyway.
It's not the way to fund the department, Mr. President. But we are out of time.
Remember, Congress already approved billions in funding for immigration enforcement last year. So as it stands now, ICE, Border Patrol, and TSA agents are getting paid, but every other DHS employee is not. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Washington Representative Pramila Jayapal was one of the House Democrats to vote no on the DHS funding bill. In a statement, she said, quote, ICE and Customs and Border Protection agents have killed American citizens on the streets. Republicans in the House and Senate continue to refuse to implement any meaningful reform.
And we want to take a look at Seattle's largest airport. Officials telling us TSA wait times at SeaTac, quote, remain normal. At one point yesterday afternoon, the average wait time was 20 minutes.
All right. So now, give me a minute. All right, now, there was a big issue. All right, so when they decided not to pass the bill, what ended up happening was TSA wasn't get paid. As TSA wasn't get paid, a lot of people were calling out, right? So as people were calling out, some not showing up, what ended up happening was there was a long line. It was a massive line, right? And a lot of the Democrat Party felt like, hey, you know what? This is an effect because of the bill, and they try to blame the Republicans, right? However, Trump pulled a Trump card and released a lot of the ICE agents to go help out with the TSA issue, right? So they went to the airports and they were helping out. And as you can see, the result is everything's somewhat back to normal, right? And in some places, some airports, it's even a lot faster because all these agents being deployed to help out, they were actually helping out with what the TSA was doing and covering for those who weren't there. And because of that, you have the airports getting back to normal. Now, with all that, like, come on now, all because of this bill not being passed, you're having people having issues, missed flights, and all this stuff happening, all because this bill wasn't passed. Now, for a lot of people, this bill may be troublesome. For some, it may not be because, you know, it's helping as far as protection for the country, right? Altogether, what I have to say is basically this, like, they're holding these people hostage for no reason. Like, just release that bill. Release it, all right?
But with spring break travel fast approaching, officials recommend travelers follow the standard rule, arriving 3 hours early for international flights and 2 hours for domestic flights. Finding reliable.
All right. So let's get back. All right. So that's what's been happening as far as TSA and this bill that should have been passed. A lot of these TSA agents, man, the fact that checks have been pushed out to them, possibly, who knows when they'll get it. This is good news. They can at least help their families because these are people who are, you know what? I'm gonna say this, right? So I recently went on a flight and I went through like 4 airports. And every single time I was going through, you know, checkouts and stuff, and I saw TSA around, this is before the whole shutdown. Oh my God, these people are amazing. Great personality. You need help finding something, they're right there to help you out. And these are amazing people doing the good work of America and other countries too. TSA agents, other countries, right? So yeah, so help these people out. Help these people out. And looks like Trump just released them a nice little paycheck to help them out. Who knows how long this will take for the shutdown? But at least they have some kind of aid. At least they have some kind of aid. All right, guys, like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Give me a minute. I'm about to put another one for you guys. Another one. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. All right, so we talked about the TSA. Now we about to, man, I got a whole lot to talk about. Yeesh. Got like 14 topics. Hopefully I'm able to go through all of them. We'll see. We'll see. All right, here we go. This is the next one. Before I start, let me pause the sound. Now we're about to talk about the so-called war, operation, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. Give it a minute. All right, all right. We got another one. We got another one. We got another one. We got another one. Jerome Powell, Federal Reserve Chair, is talking about the effects of this operation in Iraq. What's happening? What's happening? What is happening? All right, hold on. Let me pin off to me real quick. Give me a second. Give me a second. Bam. Appreciate you guys. And those who are here, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep pushing this through. Keep pushing this through. All right? Okay. Okay. So with this war, a lot of things is happening. A lot of things happening, right? So the title is, this is from news, and this is what they're saying, right? Iran, right? I'll say so-called war, sends shockwaves from energy markets to global food supplies. Food supplies. Why is there a problem? Because the food supply needs fertilizer, and fertilizer comes, a lot of it comes from that region, and because of that, farmers are not getting the price. I think it's just the pricing that they want for fertilizer to actually start growing the food that we need, right? So it's causing slight issues with farmers. All right, so let's see what Jerome Powell has to say, and then they're gonna talk more about the farmers and what their opinion is about this and what's going on. All right, cool. So let's pin off to him. Bam. There we go. Let's go to it real quick.
Or they could be much smaller or much bigger. We just don't know.
To people filling their tanks at the gas station.
Before the gas prices went up, I could fill my car up for like $30, $35. Now it's costing me right at $60.
But the Strait of...
Damn. $60? Golly. 30 to 60? That's, what is it, 50% increase? Yikes. 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 Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Whew.
Hormuz isn't just affecting energy prices, it's also hitting farmers who need fertilizer for the crops they're about to plant.
What's happening to farmers right now is a double whammy at a time when they're very vulnerable.
Our special contributor, Chrystia Freeland, was among those who spotted the fertilizer problem as soon as the war began.
I am a farmer's daughter, and I'm also a former foreign minister and a former finance minister. And one of the first things I thought when this war started and when it was clear that Iran was going to be blocking the Strait of Hormuz was, oh no, what's going to happen to the farmers?
Fertilizer accounts for about 25% of the total costs of farmers of row crops such as corn.
Whoa, looks like that price of fertilizer has been climbing. It's been climbing. Whew. Damn. Damn. But you know what I'm noticing? If you look at 2021 to 2023, it looks like between 21 and 23, it was super high. So it looks like it's just getting back to that high again. But as you can see, it's been climbing. It's been climbing. Wow.
And soybeans. And since the war with Iran began, prices for nitrogen-based fertilizer have risen dramatically.
We have seen a major impact on global nitrogen and phosphate values.
Josh Linville is Vice President of Fertilizer at financial services firm StoneX.
Of course, as most farmers will tell you, those prices have skyrocketed, and it's based on the fear of the lack of supply that's out there. We have seen, because of the shutdown of the Persian Gulf, the global S&D for nitrogen and phosphate as well, which isn't getting as much traction, not as much attention.
Guys, these are the food that we're getting daily. These are the food that we're getting daily. That now prices are looking up. Prices are looking up. But man, I'm looking at that machine. Do you see how it's clearing out all that what is that? Corn? Man, these machines are nice. Holy moly. These machines are nice. You see that? You guys see that? Whoa. These farmers got some high-tech stuff. You know what? Let me give an applause for the farmers. Let me give an applause for the farmers. They're doing their stuff. They're doing their stuff. We appreciate you, farmers. We appreciate you. Man, make me hungry for corn right now. You feel me? Golly. Man, that's a lot of corn.
We are seeing both of those get extremely tight. So everybody is talking about the oil and the gas and everything else that flows through there. Few people know urea, being the most commonly traded nitrogen product of the world, about a third of the world's product flows through that Strait of Hormuz. When you look at the top 10 list of global urea exporters.
Now, I didn't know the UAE export fertilizer. Wow, wow. Algeria, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, Oman, Iraq, China, Russia. Looks like Russia is the biggest exporter of fertilizer. But apparently they say at least 3% of the world fertilizer comes from Iraq and the Saudi Arabia area too. Wow. Wow. Wow, that's something. That's something. Man. We get a lot of stuff that's exported, man. Like, we gotta start making some stuff ourselves. But I guess they do that because if you need something, I need something, there's no point of creating a difference between us, because what I need is what you need. Why not be friends, right? Why not be cordial with each other? Why not create an alliance? Why not just be at peace? I'm assuming that's why they do a lot of these things. But those areas, I particularly, they make all those things, and it's a lot easier to just grab it, get it from them, and export it than to actually make it. Sometimes it's all about the pricing of how much it costs us to make it. You know.
3 of them sit behind the Strait of Hormuz. That's Iran, that's Qatar, and that's Saudi Arabia. Those 3 nations represent 3 of the 10 largest anhydrous exporting nations. And even on the phosphate side, not a lot of people understand this, Saudi Arabia is one of the world's top 5 exporting nations for phosphate exports around the world. And again, all of these products are stacked up and backed up, and production is suffering until the Strait of Hormuz is reopened to safe traffic.
Farmers are very affected by the price of fertilizer. Fertilizer accounts for, about 25% of the costs for a farmer.
Do you see that? 25%? Wow.
And this is happening just at seeding time as they're getting ready to plant their crops. And it's happening at a time when farmers have been really beaten up. The trade wars have been really hard for farmers, for American farmers, I should say. COVID was really, really hard for farmers.
Yeah, during the time of COVID, times were tough. They had prices that was just ridiculous, man. Milk itself was like through the roof. Oh man. And then just going outside, it was a gamble, whether most of those things were true or not. Either way, this was a time that they made that was very difficult for a lot of people. Export, man, a lot of things were being held. It was a mess. It was a mess.
And Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the economic impact was really hard for farmers. So they've been having a hard time. And then on top of that, you see the price of fuel, the price of fertilizer skyrocket at a time when you're just, going into your shop, looking at your seed drill, checking that everything works, getting ready to get out in the fields.
U.S. farmers' need for fertilizer is so great that they're allowed to import it even from Russia, the largest exporter of nitrogen fertilizers in the world. But they have nevertheless been hurt by geopolitical events thousands of miles away.
So you've got to be able to move it in a cost-effective manner at scale.
Tom Halverson is CEO of CoBank, which provides financial support to farms, cooperatives, and agribusinesses.
At the same time, rural Americans in general and farmers in particular are not immune from macroeconomic conditions, including inflation, for example. They are incredibly exposed to trade, buying and selling internationally. Producers have been squeezed quite dramatically over the last 12, 18, 24 months by a combination of lower commodity prices for what they sell on the one hand and significantly higher prices for the inputs, be it fertilizer, seeds, chemicals, and things of that nature. And therefore, economic conditions are tougher than they have been, until you go back to the 2018, 2019 period when we had our first trade conflict in general, but particularly the one we had with the Chinese.
And when the costs go up for farmers, the price of food can...
Whoa, look at that. Is that... Ooh-wee, that's my guy right there. Road Crime Fighter. Let's go, baby. Hey, guys, check Road Crime Fighter's channel out. Check his channel out. He talks about car disputes and reckless driving. Car disputes and reckless driving. All right? So check him out. Check him out. Check him out. All right. He says, are you using the new laptop? Just wondering. Yeah, boy. Yeah, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. All right, let's get back to scheduled programs. Man. Whew. man, this is something else. Like, these prices are about to go up. They're about to go up. Now, man, whew, I, listen, if you guys can get all your shopping done as early as you can, as quick as you can, so you know what I mean? Like, as these prices decide that they want to go up, it is what it is, but at least you'll have your food, everything set, ready to go, fill your tanks. You never know. You never know. Never know.
Not be far behind, with all that means for inflation.
Higher fuel prices automatically translate into higher food prices. Higher fertilizer prices automatically translate into higher food prices. And, you know, the thing that I think is especially challenging about that is the geopolitical and the political consequences. You know, a lesson that I think I really learned during COVID and during the inflationary aftermath of COVID was what a huge and unpredictable political impact the price of food can have. The people who are hurt.
You know, as she talk about COVID, right? As she talk about COVID, there's something that we gotta bring up. COVID taught us that not having things here was problematic, because when we start to run out of the mask, a lot of people start making masks, but they weren't the acceptable masks. So it showed us there's a lot of things that's here that needs to actually be made here, because you can't have everything being exported, because in situations where it's not because of war, it's not because of, you know, somebody trying to cause trouble, it's just because, let's say for instance, a world event that's happening that's causing problems and shipment not to get here. You need to be able to have products and things ready for emergencies, because, and also things need to be made here so that if for any reason we need something, we have it.
Hurt the most are the most vulnerable. The people who are the most vulnerable in the world, and that is the global south, and the people who are the most vulnerable in our own countries. So, you know, that means in the United States, people for whom food is a really big part of their budget.
Since the war between the U.S. and Iran began on February 28th, we've already seen the consequences start to reverberate around the world.
So now it's been a month, February 28th to now March 28th, which is today. Holy moly, that's crazy. This has to get resolved. This has to get resolved. This has to get resolved.
Just a week into the war, the price of urea rose by 19%. And with each day, those consequences spread and grow.
It's come in waves. In the way that we've looked at it from a supply standpoint, we woke up Saturday morning to the news that this attack had happened. From that point on, we knew vessel traffic was going to stop, because you got to wait until safe passage. The ship owners weren't going to put their crew and their vessel at harm's way. And so we knew that if this lasted several days, we were going to have a shipment problem, but we could solve that in relative short order if we kept it to, say, 3 to 5 days. After we moved past that period, now we started to wonder, okay, we're losing some of the most important shipment times of the entire year from this situation. And we had to start worrying about what's the impact on production, because storage is finite in that part of the world. We finally started to see it come true. We started to see oil and gas production go down. We started to see nitrogen production go down, because they had nowhere else to go with these tons until the vessels started to move again. Well, here we are in the third week. And unfortunately, this is...
Yeah, so that's what's going on. That's what's going on. You guys can watch the rest of the video. I'll just put the link in the description for the content creator, or, you know, anyways, links in the description below. Check it out, like, subscribe. I appreciate you guys as usual. as usual. All right. Whoo-wee. Man. I really hope these prices don't go up too high. Because, golly, I love my fruits. Peace. Today was good. Today was good. Yeah. All right. I gotta get the next one up. I'm trying to do 14 of them. I don't know what number this is, but we're gonna get it going. One thing I'm happy about is these images are coming in clear. Thank God. All right, so we talked about the whole prices going up with gas, fertilizer, farming, issues with prices rising, the so-called war operation, whatever you want to call it. But let's go. All right. We're gonna change it up a little bit. Give me a quick second. All right, first we're gonna pause deals. We're gonna mute that. Then we're gonna click this. Bam. As that video getting loaded up. What in the world? This is not what I wanted to play. No. That's not what I wanted to play. Huh? Oh, I guess that's out of the way. Okay, so where's this one? All right. Okay, let's get the next video loaded. And then after that, we're gonna man, this thing is taking its time. Let's go to the comments, see what's going on. Page unresponsive. Exit. Close. Why are you being unresponsive? There we go. Breaking news. Let's go back. Whoo, with the crystal clear. All right. All right, guys. We got another one. There's breaking news. Whoa, what is going on? Appreciate you guys for joining again. Holy moly, that's breaking news. What is going on? Let's check it out. Let's find out what's going on. So apparently, Tiger Woods got involved in something. Hey, billionaire with billionaire problems, you know what I mean? Or multi-millionaire with multi-millionaire problems. You know how it is. Let's listen to it.
With breaking news.
Tiger Woods was just involved in a car wreck in South Florida. Thanks for joining us. I'm Luann Sorrell.
And I'm John Brown. Now, we just got this new photo right here into the newsroom. It shows his...
Hold on, I got to pause real quick. I'll be right back. Give me a minute. All right. I'm back. Y'all miss me? My guy says, I hate dumb billionaires. Yo, that was from Road Crime Fighter. Oh, golly. Yikes. Oh, let's see what happened. All right, let's tune in to see what's happening.
SUV flipped onto its side in the middle of a quiet street there in Jupiter. Now, we're still waiting to hear if Tiger was injured or any other details about the accident. You know, and here's the press conference happening right now. Let's listen in.
I'm going to give you a rundown on a crash that happened a few hours ago here on Jupiter.
Whoa, it was worse than I thought. Hold on. Let me read this. News conference on Tiger Woods rollover crash. Golly, I thought he was just driving drunk. I didn't realize he was just, well, supposedly. You know, we don't know what the news is gonna be out. Who knows? He might just been driving. Something happened. They're gonna say it was DUI anyway. So it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Yikes.
Island, and I really will tell you everything that I know at this time. So just before 2 p.m. today, the Jupiter Island Police Department, which is where we currently are, received a call of a rollover crash about 2.5 miles from where we are. The Jupiter Island Police Department responded.
But you know, one thing I gotta say though. Like him or not, at the end of the day, Tiger Woods is very iconic, right? We lost Michael Jackson, a lot of famous people, right? And Tiger Woods is one of those iconic people. I'm just glad that he's alive. Regardless with the situation, we know he's having some trouble. You know, yeah, he's having rich people problems. But at the end of the day, we're glad he's alive. Because, man, there's been so many stars that's been just dying off, man. Like, I know, you know, I'm like in my 40s, about to be 42 soon. And like, it's tough seeing your favorite iconic stars just not be here because of alcoholism, you know, because of like overdose, because of accidental deaths, because of basically old age dying. Like a lot of these stars are not. They're leaving us. Like these big stars that was iconic, they are leaving us, man. And there's no one replacing them. Tiger Woods push it through, man. We want to see you. You know what I mean? We want to see you stay alive and take care of your family and just be around because we're losing a lot of these big stars.
Out there and found a pickup truck pulling a pressure cleaner trailer and a Land Rover which was rolled over on the driver's door, and we're going to provide you photos of that. The investigation started, and initially, right off the top, it did appear that the driver of the Land Rover might be impaired, and at that
Road Crime Fighter says, bro, you do know that isn't his first time, right? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I know that's not his first time. And you know what? He's having rich people problems. Too much money, not enough people, you know, on his corner, let him know what he can and can't do. And, you know, it's tough. He's enjoying himself, but I think that's his second time. But, man, it's tough. It's tough. I'm not taking for him. Listen, all because I like the guy, right? I see him as one of the most iconic stars, when it comes to golf, because I used to watch it back in the day and root for him. That don't mean that, I'm not, um, you know what? I hope him the best, and I hope his family the best, because he's an amazing guy, right? No Diddy. He's an amazing guy. Had to add that in there. But listen, let me just let's watch this.
Point: the Chief Ewing of Jupiter Island Police Department called me from the Martin County Sheriff's Office and asked for our assistance. It wasn't that the Jupiter Island Police Department isn't fully capable of doing these types of investigations, but quite frankly, the Sheriff's Office has a lot more repetitions in these traffic crashes and these types of investigations. Our investigation revealed as follows. Shortly again before 2, the pressure cleaner truck pulling a trailer, a small trailer, was northbound on South Beach Road and was pulling kind of to turn into a driveway. It was slowing down, starting to turn into a driveway, and the driver of that vehicle looked in his mirror and saw a Land Rover, a dark-colored Land Rover, overtaking him at high speeds, and I don't know those speeds. The Land Rover kept overtaking him. He saw it coming, so he tried to edge off to the side of the road, but this is a small 2-lane road, and there was no shoulder for this pressure cleaner gentleman to get off the side of the road. As he was trying to move to the side of the road, the Land Rover overtook him at the last minute, swerved to avoid a collision, but clipped the back end of the trailer of the pressure cleaner apparatus, listed to the side, and then rolled on the driver's door north past the truck that had just avoided the crash.
Do you guys hear that noise? Whoa. No. I'm talking about when the video is playing. Do you guys hear that noise? Hold on, let me play it again.
The individual driving that Land Rover was able to crawl out the passenger door of the car and was identified to be Mr. Tiger Woods. Our DUI.
There it is. Yeah, that noise is like, it's like water. I mean, they are near water. It's at a waterfront, whatever. But golly, man, that's a lot of water noise. Man, make me want to go pee. Maybe that's why I had to leave and go pee. Yeah, that's crazy. Man, I think I'm gonna end it soon because this is torture for me.
Investigators came to the scene here, and Mr. Woods did exemplify signs of impairment. They did several tests on him. Of course, he did explain the injuries and the surgeries that he had. We did take that into account, but they did do some in-depth roadside tests. And when it was determined, he was placed under arrest and taken to the Martin County Jail. At the Martin County Jail, and even on scene, we really weren't suspicious of alcohol being involved in this case, and that proved to be true at the jail. So Mr. Woods did a breathalyzer test, blew 000s, but when it came time for us to ask for a urinalysis test, he refused, and so he's been charged with DUI, with property damage, and refusal to submit to a lawful test. In the crash, no one was injured. Mr. Woods did not seem to be injured at all, and the other gentlemen were not injured. But this happened a few hours ago, so I've given you the information that I have right here, right now. So with that, let me kick it to you for questions. I'll answer what I can answer.
Just to be clear, they're both going.
All right. Let's end it right here. You guys can watch the rest of the interview and like what happened. Link is on the description. Golly. Man, look at my guy right there. We about to hit that. Pow! Yeah, baby. Oh, Tiger Woods. Come on, man. Come on. I want to see you on the news for good stuff. All right. I think he has a son and a daughter, and they're both doing well right now, actually. I think they're in golfing also, and they're phenomenal. Man, this is a wonderful father, and we hope him the best. Yeah. Golly. Whew. Man. That's sad. Hopefully things get better for him. Hopefully things get better for him. Like, at the end of the day, we want him to succeed. I'm tired of these iconic stars just dying because of reasons. I mean, old age, I understand, but man, everything else, that should be a no. That should be a no. Man, we want to see you. Like, when we talk about, when somebody says Tiger Woods, everybody know who that is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, Tiger, we hope you pull through. Prayers for your family. And come on, man. Do better. Do better. Do better. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. All right, guys. Another one. Another one. I'm out. Everybody that's here, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Okay. We got another video. If I keep saying I'm out, I'm not actually out. You know, I'm just clipping my videos. So I gotta put certain sections to be off this. So but yeah, let's do another video. In another one. All right, another one. Tiger Woods with the DUI. Golly, that's sad, man. That's sad. All right, now we got something that is interesting. What could be interesting? Right? What could be more interesting than Tiger Woods and DUI? What could be more interesting than that? While this is going on, let me take me a sip. Let me get me a sip of this drink. That's right. Aloha. Went over to Hawaii. Got me one of those. Right? One of these right here. Let's say right here. One of these. This was at the Hilton Hotel. Over there they have those ready for you. So, man. Whew. Golly. All right, so you guys ready? You ready for another one? Are you ready for another one? I know I'm ready for another one. Let's do this, baby. Let's do this. Yeah, boy. Yeah. All right, so this next one is I've already talked about it, but it seems to be one of my biggest hits when I talk about it. It's squatters, right? So let's transition. All right. We back with another one. Let's do this. The next one. Yeah. What are we talking about today? Right? So I've talked about squatters before, but this one, holy moly. This one, yo.
Dollars. 3 stories, 6 bedrooms,
hold up,
a big yard.
Hold up,
but
wait
not
a minute.
everything is what it's.
Hold up, wait a minute. Let's go back a little bit. Give me a minute. I'm gonna pin over to me before I even start talking about it. Let me pin over to me. All right. So we got a squatter at a mansion. She said, I'm not just gonna squat anywhere. I'm going to a mansion. We doing this big time, big deal. Let's go, baby. Let's go. So, had to send this link to a friend. A beautiful friend. Oh, Jay said, whoops, Sorry, I'm busy now. It's all right, Jay. We still appreciate you, right? It's okay. Appreciate you, homie. Appreciate you, homie. All right, you know when Jay says energize, wait, what you guys say? All right, all right, all right. Cool, cool, cool. All right, all right. Oh, I wasn't saying Jay's a beautiful friend. I'm talking about my wife. But yeah. So this squatter decided to stay at a mansion. She living it big. She living it big. Let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. You know what? I should probably give you my radio voice. All right, guys, let's do the next video. We're about to talk about this squatter that's at a mansion. She decided to stay at a mansion, and let's see what was the result of that. What was the result of that? Bam, transition.
Looks like a dream, worth more than $2 million. 3 stories, 6 bedrooms, a big yard. But not everything is what it seems. Look closer, and you'll see signs of trouble.
House next door, we've always kind of lived in its shadow.
So this wonderful fella, college kid, is the reason why this whole yo, this kid is no joke. So he happens to be studying law, and he's explaining how, you know, where they are is very exclusive, right? Not a lot of people are there. So it's quaint. People know each other, right? And most of these houses, maybe not all, but a lot of them are mansions. So as he's going to school, right? And possibly comes home and finds something a little bit odd. He finds something odd is going on. So he uses his law abilities and understanding to help this owner of this mansion, right, or real estate company, figure something out that they didn't know was happening.
Snakes around the back of her property.
19-year-old Ian.
So it says, teen takes on accused squatter in fight over $2 million home. Golly, that's a lot of money. Man, and it depends where it is too. If it's at a state where like a normal house is like $200,000 to $300,000, and that's worth $2 million, that's a mansion right there. That's a mansion. Now in Massachusetts, that's like being in Cambridge. That's not a lot. It's not that fancy, but it is what it is.
Ian grew up right next door.
We're a neighborhood that likes to help each other out. We watch each other's houses when we're away. All of the doors and windows have been boarded up.
Ian says that's why he noticed last summer when he was home on break from college that something
There it is. He was home from break. Let's go.
Was off at the house next door.
We first noticed strange activity around July 4th weekend when we saw a U-Haul truck back up the long driveway in the middle of the night. And we thought that someone had bought the place and was moving in. It wasn't until some of our other neighbors next door informed us that they were actually not the new buyers.
The home had been foreclosed and the bank owned it.
There she is. There she is. Oh man, this lady. Golly, she said, I'm moving in. Holy moly. Golly. Well, let's see what happened when this person decided they wanted to be in this house squatting. Let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. Let's see what this teenager decided to do. This college kid decided what to do.
A woman named Tamika Good and some others had moved into the house.
They would always try to avoid being seen. There was more of a desire to just understand what was happening So that's why I kind of took matters into my own hands and sought to.
But hold on, how are you gonna squat in $1 million area and not expect to get caught by other millionaires that's there? Like, these people at least are making 100 plus. Like, come on now, like, man, that is crazy. That is crazy. You in this area, you don't think they have cameras? You don't think they have people surveying what's going on, neighborhood watch, and you just gonna squat thinking that nothing's gonna happen? That's a no-brainer right there. That is a no-brainer right there. That's not good. Let's play this.
Take action myself.
Ian, who's studying government at William and Mary, started by looking at the law.
The laws seem to be almost non-existent, and even more towards encouraging this type of behavior rather than deterring it.
Property law and property rights vary from state to state. And in Maryland, when it comes to squatting rights or laws about squatters, it's very sparse. There's actually no direct law about it. Other states like New York or Arizona have created laws that create a clear guideline as to what a squatter is and what a squatter isn't. Because you want to strike a balance between what are the rights of a landlord and what are the rights of a tenant.
Squatting has been a problem across the country. The National Rental Home Council pinpoints the highest concentrations of complaints in states like Georgia, Florida, and Texas. One such case of complaints in states like Georgia, Florida, and Texas.
Oh, come on. Give me a second, guys.
In states like Georgia, Florida.
All right. So I just want to pause that real quick. Golly. So, man, Georgia, Florida, and Texas. These are really, these are areas with hot climates and where you have, squatter complaints survey. So these are the biggest states with the biggest problems. Wow.
And Texas. One such case was from Patty Peoples in Jacksonville, Florida, who found out the hard way that squatters had broken in and taken over one of her investment properties.
I called 911, and as I'm describing to the officer that there may be somebody that had broken and entered into my house, out walks a young woman, and she said, well, I rented this property yesterday. It only got worse. I own this house.
Wait a minute. How did she rent the property and how did she get in? I mean, obviously she probably broke in, but I wonder if there's a thing where somebody might have just pretended as if they owned the house, rented her the house. Well, supposedly rented her the house. And in the interim, she's thinking like, yo, no, I'm paying rent to this guy or this person. Like, I'm a renter. This is my house. I'm supposed to be there. You know, because sometimes it may not be the case where the person is actually, hold on one second, let me increase the light. Where the person is actually knowing that they're squatting. It may just be somebody who's renting them the place. They think the person is the actual owner of the house. And hey, they pay their money, everything is good, and then they just move in, not realizing like, oh, well, I just been played. So who knows? I think in that instance, you can say, okay, maybe that's why she's reacting like that. Maybe that's why she's reacting like that. Because I would be upset too if somebody come to me and say, hey, this is not your house. Like, you shouldn't be here. Like, I'd be like, nah, I'm paying rent. Like, this is my house. Like, what are you talking about? You know, and it makes sense. They would call the police and the police would say, hey, they're renting, therefore, you know. So in these instances, I can see.
Yes. Excuse me. If you touch me again,
I have every right to be in this house.
You don't have every right to be in the house at all.
I do, ma'am.
You do not.
You
do not. I'm not touching you, Maya.
You are touching me, and this lady is touching me.
No, we're blocking you from coming in the house.
You are.
You're doing too much. God,
Believe it or not, the police officer told me, I will arrest you if you do this again. They have the right to privacy. I cannot tell you the frustration I felt.
Wow, that's interesting. The person owns the house and they can't even be in the house. That's crazy. That's crazy. Squatter laws needs to change, man. Golly.
Adele Andaloro went through something similar when she says squatters took over a home she inherited in New York City. The confrontation caught on camera by our station WABC.
Why is it that I have to leave and he doesn't have to leave?
Because technically he can't be kicked out. We need to go to court.
At that time in New York.
Hold on. Hold on. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Jeez. So what you're telling me is, in my own home, I don't have the right to be here. I hold the you call it the deed, everything, and you who's supposed to uphold the law and help me out as a policeman, you're telling me I'm not supposed to be here because of squatter laws? Why is there even a squatter law? That's what I want to know. There should be no squatter law. Like, nah, this ain't yours. You can't be here, period. But they're saying following this, New York did change their laws, and we'll see what happened. We'll see what happened. We'll see what happened. Let's pin. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let's see if there's a comment real quick. Yo, my guy, Road Crime Fighter said, "Damn, I'm not buying in Florida. F them, F these squatters. Golly, man." But you know what? Laws are changing in some states, maybe not all states, to help and accommodate this issue of squatters. Although some states are not as favorable, but it is what it is.
City, squatters had tenant rights after 30 days, making this a landlord-tenant dispute. Her case did push New York state lawmakers to change rental laws to exclude.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Squatters. In many cases.
Well, let's give New York an applause. It's about time. It's about time. It's about time. It's about time.
Squatters target vacant or investor-owned properties where they can go unnoticed for longer periods of time.
In Maryland, once a person has established residency, meaning they've been there for at least 30 days, it's very difficult for civil measures to kick that person out. You can't change the locks, you can't turn off the heat or the water.
Wait, what? So hold up. Let's rewind that. He said what?
Person has established residency, meaning they've been there for at least 30 days.
So after 30 days, if you have no idea they were staying in your spot, right? Let's say you bought a house and you're renting out a place and you're waiting until your lease is over, right? Somebody else moves at your spot. 30 days, you show up to, and let's say you had no idea they were there, right? And you just, doing your thing, you know what I mean? They're hiding out in the basement, whatever. If they've been there 30 days, not to your knowledge, and you didn't do anything about it, after that 30 days, they have a right to your place. Wow.
It's very difficult for civil measures to kick that person out. You can't change the locks.
Now, here's the thing. When you go to court, it's going to take time to go to court. It might be 2 weeks later before you go to court. Now, when you finally get to the court, it might be another, who knows? They might set it for, who knows, maybe 3 months, who knows, 1 month, who knows what's going to happen for the person to vacate, right? And if the person still hasn't vacated, they have to go back to the court to try to push them out again. So this could take months. Some people have seen even years before they even able to push out somebody in their house, because proper laws have to be implemented to be able to properly remove a squatter from your home. Wow, that's sad. That's sad. That's sad.
Can't turn off the heat or the water.
Ian says about 2 weeks after Tamika Good moved in, he
You can't turn off the heat or the water.
That's what I wanted to hear. So not only that, but you have to continually pay for the heat, the water. Now, I think the reason why is because so when a person is living in your house, right? And they're a squatter. They've been there for 30 days. I think the understanding is now they're a tenant. And if they're a tenant, you can't turn off the heat or the water, because these are things that's essential to life, right? And because of that, you have to leave it on. But what's sad is the person's not paying a dime, living free, and once they kicked out, they kicked out. They don't even get to go to jail, nothing. It's just, nah, you gotta go. Move your stuff out of the way. Okay, no problem. I'll move my stuff, right? After they spent months in this house. Months. Golly. Who knows? Maybe a year. So they've saved a year, month, man, this is sad.
says about 2 weeks after Tamika Good moved in, he reached out to the realtor for the house, who gave him permission to start the legal process to remove the squatter.
Okay, so it looks like the first process, you have to put notice of pending evictions. So you have to give the person a notice of eviction, right? Then you have to go through the motions.
I began by knocking on the door, posting some no trespassing signs. I'm really just trying to...
You have to put no trespassing signs, right? Notice of unauthorized occupancy, right? All this stuff has to be placed to give clear warning to the person that is or would be coming to the place to try to eventually become a squatter to your to the house.
Identify whoever was living there.
In most states, it's prosecutors who bring criminal charges against other people. But Maryland's a little unique because citizens can actually file claims in court. Ian Chen did just that.
And I filed statement.
All right, so I guess my guy knows the law. He must be doing great in school.
Charges for trespassing and burglary.
How would you describe the nature of her residence there?
Making use of an abandoned property.
So this guy is the lawyer, the attorney. Wow. Wow.
Property, which isn't a crime necessarily.
Alex Webster and Tom Moronic represent Tamika Good.
Tell me about Tamika Good. Who is she? Describe her.
Well, Miss Good is a Baltimore native. She's a really nice person.
What does she do for work?
Bro.
Well, she is a mother. I don't know exactly what she does for work because we haven't gotten to that deep detail of, that. We mostly try to keep it focused on to the case.
As far as you know, when did Miss Good take up residence in the house?
Well, since this is an ongoing investigation or litigation, I wouldn't be able to discuss that on live TV.
Yo, my guy said, I ain't tell you nothing. She's there. She gonna stay there until it's time to go.
There's, in any case that we take on, obviously there's certain facts that may come up in court, but it's safe to say she had been there for some time.
They say Good lived in the house with 3 other people. In late January, a judge convicted Good of trespassing and burglary and sentenced her to 90 days behind bars. Good went to jail, but began her appeal.
She believes she's not guilty.
Okay.
Obviously, why?
We're going to be addressing in court, but she pled not guilty because she felt she did not commit a crime.
She served less than 2 weeks before posting a $5,000 appeal bond and being released from jail. I think it's not enough.
The kicker was still to come. As soon as Good was released from jail, Ian says she went right back to the house.
We spotted her on security camera walking back through the snow in the same clothes she wore during her trial. We were all shocked.
All right. Okay, so check out the whole video. There's more in there. But golly, man, she was having fun. Man. But at the same time, why put yourself through all that? Just why? That's the question we have. Listen, in the comments, let me know what you think, your opinions, whatever. Wow, that's sad. That's sad. Wow. If this gentleman did not go home and notice his neighbor, this is what you call a good neighbor right there. This is what you call a good neighbor, because he was able to spot an issue, react to it, and help his neighbor out. Right? I remember when I went on vacation, we came home and our neighbor did something that was phenomenal, right? So we came home to like a blizzard. It was bad. And golly, when we came home to this blizzard, man, I didn't know what was gonna happen. But as soon as we got to the driveway, it was clear. I said, wait a minute, who did this? So my wife went to do her investigation, went to the neighbors, and then found out it was our neighbor right next door. We were like, wait, you did that? They were like, yeah. So, you know what I mean? They had to hook it up with something, you know what I mean? And we didn't have to, but, you know, just wanted to, you know? But yeah, they did a good job. They helped us out. This is what good neighbors do. But at the same time, you have people who are not right in their behavior. Then come on, be good neighbors. You know what I mean? So with all that said, man, my phone battery is dying. I gotta go get my charger real quick. But like, subscribe, Levi Whiskey PLO's channel. I appreciate you. I got another channel called Levi Apparel, so it is what it is. But yeah, be good neighbors. Be good neighbors and stop squatting people's houses. All right, I'm out. Video's not done yet. I'm just saying that for, you know, clips. Anyways, we gotta talk about some other stuff. But before we do, I gotta go grab some stuff. Man, excuse me. I gotta grab some stuff. Give me a second. I gotta go grab some stuff. All right. Are you guys hitting the like button? If you're here, hit the like button, subscribe. I appreciate that. All these things help out. All right. I'm bringing you guys this content, this wonderful, beautiful content. Least you could do is post a comment. Hi. Give me a like, subscribe. I appreciate you. But you know what? I think I can actually do that while you're here. Give me a minute. There's something else I gotta do. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I gotta get my phone charged, so. I'm still here. Give me a minute. It's my phone charger. Phone charger. Bam. All right. All right. So the next one. What is the next one? Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. First, let's mute this. Pause. All right. This next one is from Business Insider. Business Insider. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. All right. This from Business Insider. What is going on here? What is going on? Let's find out. Let's find out. Golly. Give me a quick minute. Quick minute to get to me. Bam. Okay. So, guys, ladies, gentlemen, appreciate you. I appreciate you. Welcome back to another Levite Apparel. Like and subscribe. I appreciate you. All right, guys. All right. So troops are getting ready. What is going to happen? What is going to happen? What is going to happen? This is about Iran. All right, let's look at it. All right, how Army paratroopers heading to Iran for training to jump from airplane. Ooh, this is a training exercise, huh? We'll see what happens. But they're heading to Iran to do the training. They're heading to Iran to do the training. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Hold on real quick. Let me go to it. Bam. There we go. Oh, yeah.
Requires the same technique and amount of upper body strength to perform what's known as a slip, where a paratrooper grabs handles on the harness called risers and pulls down to adjust the parachute's direction.
To really pull good slip, you're pulling, I think, 60% of your body weight.
If you cannot hook up to the anchor line cable, you are a reach assessment failure. Do you understand?
The second physical test assesses a student's ability to reach the cable they must connect to before jumping.
Extend your arms straight up, straight your fingers.
Being a smaller human, I was definitely nervous about that. But when I got there, I stretched my arm out as high as I could and realized, all right, I qualify. And that was a good feeling because I was a little bit nervous.
While
that's right. Airborne.
Most pass with ease. For some students, a failed reach assessment brings an end to their training before it officially begins. About 15,000 students enroll in airborne school each year, and roughly 13,000 graduate.
Whew.
About 10% of students are female.
I'm 17, and so I joined right out of high school. My friends now, they're just graduating, they're just going to college. That's the new things that they're starting, and the things I wanted to start right out of high school is, saving people's lives and jumping out of planes.
The Army wants still more volunteers from its ranks for parachute duty.
Since 1940, paratroopers have been trained at the Fort Benning Army installation, which straddles the Alabama-Georgia border about 100 miles southwest of Atlanta.
Stand by for the jump light. That's it. 4 more trips like this one and the fledgling paratrooper gets his wings. His pay will be $50 a month more than regular soldiers of his rank.
Today, paratroopers still get...
That's right. Benning. That's right. So I got trained. Ooh-wee.
Extra pay. Students who graduate from airborne school get $150 per month added to their paycheck. Classified as hazardous duty incentive pay.
Are you going to grab one parachute and one reserve?
Students use mock parachutes to learn how to safely don and rig them before a jump,
Airborne, walk all the way to the end.
marking the beginning of Ground Week.
Slap, step, kick, count.
The Ground Week phase gives you confidence in your competency.
If you're on the left door, your static line is in the left hand.
You don't have to be the strongest or the smartest.
Recover.
If you can remember to do very specific things at very specific times, you'll be fine.
Man, you gotta love the Army. Hey, guys, real quick. If you ever look up in the sky and it's blue, just know God loves the Army. I'm just saying. Guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, everybody that joined, everybody that's ever been, thank you. Ooh-wee. Let's go.
Your equipment rings. Below that, you have your saddle.
We teach them how to properly put on what's called a harness. Teach them how to rig it, the different components of the harness. Airborne, once you're finished and you're ready for inspection, come to me.
After donning and rigging the harness, an instructor inspects the student's work.
Hold, squat, turn, bend, recover.
Sergeant, what's up with the little glove tap?
So that's basically called the seal of approval. Cover. Basically, they have what's called 5 points of contact: the balls of the feet, the calf, the thigh, the buttocks, and the pull-up muscle. Recover. The 4th point of contact is the easier accessible part of the body that doesn't have anything to interfere as far as the harness itself. Recover. That 4th point of contact is that seal of approval that your equipment is good, I've checked it, and you're good to go. Green light. Oh, step, kick, count. Then they'll move to what's called the mock doors. So the mock doors is where they'll learn how to properly do individual exits from the aircraft. Kick, count, which is basically keeping those elbows tight, feet and knees together, knees slightly bent, and so on and so forth.
Green light, go.
The mock door prepares
Man, that's gotta be bad for the knees.
students for what it's like to jump, but not to land. Paratroopers land at speeds of about 13 miles per hour with a force comparable to jumping from a 9 to 12-foot wall, which is why they practice the parachute landing fall, or PLF, from a height of roughly 3 feet to develop a safe technique for landing.
So what it's called is muscle memory. That's basically what they're doing. They're creating muscle memory.
Actually, it is a choreographed movement of them creating a banana shape or a rocking chair shape. They do a small bunny hop off the wall. They hit the ground. They tuck their chin down in their chest, put their elbows high in front of their face. I like to concentrate on keeping their feet together so that there's more surface area for the impact of jumping out of the aircraft to absorb into, so that they can roll, getting them to bleed off the momentum so that they do not get injured.
It hurt. It was annoying falling over and over and over until you get it right. And even then, you have to fall more and more.
Land.
This is my life that's on the line, so I appreciate that. So.
After PLFs, they moved
Oh, I love that uniform. Oh.
to the lateral drift apparatus, a zip line they slide across until they're ordered to let go and land.
It simulates the lateral drift that will happen in the air due to wind. So then they'll have more momentum to actually complete the parachute landing fall and kick it up and over.
All right, everyone, remember, looking to the right.
Students use the suspended harness to practice pulling a slip.
So you would pull a slip in the direction that you want to go. So if you want to go to your front, to your left, you're going to pull a front left slip as it would be all the way around all four risers.
The T-11 parachute is not technically steerable, but executing a slip is the only option for avoiding a collision.
Whether it's avoiding trees, other jumpers, they do work, and that's why we teach them here.
Doing it constantly, knowing which way to slip. So in the air, I'm confident which direction I'm going to go.
Everything taught during ground week is taken to a new height the following week.
Tower week, you're 34 feet off the ground. What are you going to do? You know, nobody knows how they're going to react when they're staring that door in the face. And I think everyone had that gut check, if you will, when they were up there. But once you send it, once you're jumping off, you're good.
Go. The height of the tower is typically where a lot of people are going to show the panic and the fear of heights, and the tower is used to help them control that fear.
When you get up in that tower, everybody's excited. You walking up the stairs just like anybody else, but then now reality sets in when I'm standing up here 34 foot in the air, and now you asking me to jump out.
We're like, ooh, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000.
They're going to kick out, creating the explosive power required for them to exit the aircraft, getting a good up 6, out 36-inch exit far away from the aircraft.
1,000, 2,000.
As soon as their foot leaves the platform, they begin to count to 6,000.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000.
At the end of your 6,000 count, your main canopy will have fully deployed and has begun its inflation process and begun its descent to the ground.
You did everything right.
Students are observed and evaluated by instructors who critique them until they have developed an exit worthy of a live jump.
All right, do it again.
I actually jumped the mock tower 22 times just because I just had to perfect it and get it right. You got to kick out a certain amount to get far enough away, and that was probably the thing I struggled with the most.
The final exercise during Tower Week is the improved swing landing trainer, an opportunity to practice a parachute landing fall in a more realistic way.
It simulates the oscillation and downward movement that you would experience on a normal parachute jump. They will swing until they get into a good parachute landing fall position. In a true parachute landing fall, you are not looking at the ground, so you don't know when you're gonna hit. We don't tell them, I'm dropping you now. We just say, hold what you got, prepare to land. That way they know the ground will be coming soon.
Wow. Wow, these guys are ready. Let's go. Let's go.
Verify, make sure that everything is in order.
Everything from checking the helmet and the actual
real time. Let's go.
T-11 harness and the parachute for any deficiencies, any cuts, frays, any twists, anything that could injure the jumper or cause malfunction.
After the inspections, students wait and wait and wait. Their jumps often delayed for hours by weather and air traffic control.
I will say the harness shed is not fun. You can't talk, you can't go to the bathroom. You just have to sit there in our nice comfy harnesses until you get to jump.
Finally, the students get the signal that it's time to board the C-130 Hercules.
Woo! I know they got butterflies. Golly.
That will fly them to the drop zone.
Say hi to your mom.
The C-130 flies toward Fryer Drop Zone on the Alabama side of the Chattahoochee River.
When you're sitting there waiting, it's like it's not real yet. When they open the doors, it's like, oh, you know. If your heart's not already beating, that's when it starts, because you're just about to go.
Before the students jump, 2 instructors go to assess wind conditions.
So they'll jump out, not pull a slip, see where the wind's taking them, and then we'll send that wind data up to the aircraft.
On the ground, a smoke bomb ignited in a barrel provides an additional sense of wind direction and speed. The students hook their static lines to the anchor line cable. This connection will open the chute upon jumping.
It's one of those things that you don't know that much about it until you do it. And it's not as scary as people think it is.
6,000.
We all have fears. A lot of folks are scared of heights. You know, you hear the stories, possible fatalities, and you allow that to get in your head. But once you get here to the school, you'll see that it's nothing like you ever thought it would be. That 18 to 20 something seconds you have falling out of the sky, you're in your happy place.
The most surprising thing that I experienced when I exited the aircraft was the calm. It's like slipping into the void, and there's absolute silence, and it's such a cool feeling.
Keep your feet together.
But accidents can occur.
Uh-oh.
I knew I was coming for the Humvee. I tried to calm down as much as I could, keep my slip, cover my face, and just wait for what happened next.
Had First Lieutenant Davis landed just a few inches to the left, her face and head could have collided with this mirror on the side of the Humvee.
Mentally, I was back in my plebe combative class at West Point. There's a point in the class where you are going to get hit in the face, and you have to prepare for it. And I thought, I'm going to get hit, and I have to prepare.
When you jump, you can't have a clear drop zone. We have to have vehicles out there for emergency purposes, and the best you can do is pull a one-riser slip opposite the direction of the hazard, feet knees together, prepare to land.
Our next jump was the night jump, so you can imagine a somewhat traumatizing experience occurring, and then I was really, really trying to just remind myself that I'm good at this and just have faith in the equipment.
So how did that one go?
It went flawlessly. Flawlessly. It was great.
Feet knees together.
Flawless landings are rare during the final jump, when students jump with about 35 pounds of combat gear added to their load.
It was really nice to get it over with on a combat jump, which that isn't fun because you're carrying all the equipment, but once you get out of that aircraft and you realize that being a smaller person kind of aids in bringing you down to the ground a little bit slower, it all pays off.
All right, comes in for a nice target landing.
Friends and family gather to see the newest class of airborne qualified soldiers graduate after 3 weeks of training.
There we go.
What you see is a student that comes here. They don't know what to expect.
I can't watch anymore. I watch anymore, I'm gonna go back. Whew, wee. Now let's finish it.
They chose to do something that probably over 1/3 of the Army won't do. It's something to have this wing on your chest. You have proven that, hey, you jumped out of a moving aircraft. So they confidence just get greater and greater at each phase of the course.
I was afraid of heights, but managed to step up to the plate, jump out the plane, and now I can say that I'm airborne qualified.
I've definitely grown in confidence in myself. I'm a signal officer, so I work on computers, and it's very different having a trust that a modem will function versus a parachute opening. I'm the last military member in my immediate family to become airborne qualified, so as my mom would say it, I'm no longer a dirty, nasty leg. So that's fun.
What's the leg thing?
So a leg is someone who don't have airborne wings. You can have everything, you ain't got airborne wings, you're a leg. So that's what we call you, a leg. 376 airborne students that just graduated, no longer legs.
These soldiers are now officially airborne qualified, but in order for them to survive their jumps, their parachutes have to work. That responsibility falls on the riggers, who pack and inspect 75,000 parachutes a year for airborne school. This is the most crucial moment.
All right. That was good. That was good. Hold on one second. Give me a second. Bam. All right. Let's give these guys an applause, and ladies. Oh, the future is here. Oh man. Whew. Golly, looks like they're ready. So that's what's happening. These guys are getting ready to go. If they're not already there, they're getting ready to go. So yeah. I just wanted to talk about that, and I just want to see that and see how it was, But oh man. Whew. Like, subscribe. I'm out. All right, what else? What else do I got to talk about? Give me a minute. I'm going to go to the next one. Pause this right here. Mute that. And bam. Okay. Hold on. We got another one for you. So the shutdown is still in effect, right? But how are the TSA officers? How are they handling it, right? So shutdown turmoil. TSA officers and union steward on life during shutdown. So we're about to see how they're faring. How are they doing? This is big. So this shutdown happened. Unfortunately, some people weren't ready. I mean, you don't expect the shutdown to happen like that. You know what I mean? You thinking these lawmakers care about you, and they'll pass a bill to help you because they know it's gonna affect you, right? Let's see what happens, right? So TSA officers not getting paid is affecting them big time. Big time, right? So this wonderful news anchor is about to explain how they doing, how they, as far as their family, how things going as far as, food, children, all that stuff. What's happening? We're gonna get it straight from them. All right. Let me get this ready. Am I too small? Bam, that's good enough. Bam, let's go, baby. Let's go.
Tank 3 times a week, and she still isn't getting paid. But TSA officer Yolanda Keaton says never mind her struggle. She's the local union steward for AFGE Local 5534, and she says she's just trying to get her coworkers to hold on as they're facing a real mental and financial crisis. Yolanda joins me now. And before we talk about ICE and the news of the day, Yolanda, I was actually reading this pre-interview with you, and you actually had to talk to a fellow TSA.
And these are the people that's actually suffering. ICE is already paid. They got money. They have $170 billion available to them. $170 billion available to them. But these guys in TSA and ladies, they left to, it's sad. Let's hear what they say.
The officer who told you she doesn't want to live life anymore under these circumstances. I mean, wow. Tell me more.
Yes, she's a young lady. She's been with TSA a few years now, and she's a single mom. And she's one of those workers that comes to work daily. She comes to work, drops her child off at child care. She's had family members watch her her child. So, and she pays dearly. So it's important to her to provide for her child through child care and come to work. She's one of those people who likes to work. And she's been in a situation where no pay. We're going into our second non-payment status. We don't to the second paycheck. We don't get any full paychecks, and it's crushing her. It really is. So I got a phone call over the weekend about her, and yeah, I was on the phone with her for a while. She was upset. I got upset. So it's really disheartening to see such a young woman who wanted a federal career to tell me something of that sort.
Well, and just
That's tough, man. That's tough. They go through all that, learning how to be a TSA agent, officer, learning how to be a TSA officer, and then to get left in the dust in these situations, man. That's not cool.
the fact that she doesn't even want to live at this point is just gut-wrenching, and I hope that you are helping, continue to help her, get her the right support, because clearly this is not going away anytime soon. It's taking a toll on so many members of the TSA, and now you've got the...
You know what? Let's give the TSA an applause. Let's give them an applause because, man, like I said, I've flown before, and these TSA agents are amazing. They are amazing. Very, as long as you have all your stuff in order, you don't want to be doing anything weird. But if everything is right with you, they're there to help you, guide you, and make sure you get to your flight. They're great people. And to hear this is happening to them, like every time I've ever flown, I've always had good feelings about TSA, and they're amazing people. They're amazing people.
These ICE officers that are at the airport where you work, what have you observed? Have you had any joint meetings with them? Do they appear to be...
There it is. There it is. Trump was not kidding. He said, listen, y'all don't want to pass this bill? Y'all don't want to pass this bill? You don't want to pass this bill? Oh, for real? All right. So, okay. I got no problem with that. I got no problem with that. Send in ICE. Send in ICE. Now, you got ICE in the airports. But apparently, they're just as nice as TSA. They're there to help you get where you need to. They don't cause you any problem unless you are undocumented and you don't have your proper paperwork. I guess that's when they cause you issues, right? And it makes sense because that's their job. I mean, you can't be against somebody that's doing their job,
be doing anything to help alleviate?
And uneventfully, even though this was supposed to disrupt the situation of the airport, in the beginning it did, but the minute I showed up, the lines, the time got significantly lower, to a point where most places they have just regular occurring time frame as far as like you get into the airport, you get in your flight.
All the chaos.
Absolutely not. Today was my first day back.
Wait a minute. I thought ICE had all Caucasian workers in there. Wait, why is there a black guy, a Hispanic guy, people of different nationalities working for them? Is there something going on? Is there something I didn't know? Or is ICE a representative of Americans that work in America? Because I know there's all type of nationalities working in there. So therefore, I guess it's not what the Democrats are perceiving it to be. And let's play
back
this.
to
Let's
work,
play
seeing
this.
them there. And I had to really compose myself before I went into the building. I get to work about an hour early. I have to be there at 3:15. I'm usually getting there around between 2 and 2:15. And I really had to compose myself because I got emotional walking through the door, seeing these ICE agents there. They're the reason, this entity is the reason why we're not getting paid. And to come in and after about an hour of work, they're coming into the building, they're getting paid just to stand around, drink coffee, talk on the phone, walk the hallways. It's very hurtful. It's a smack in the face, if you ask me.
Is there any interaction, or is it just tense? No interaction.
No. To me, it's really tense. I don't speak to them. I haven't had any words with them today. They see us and they don't see us. A couple colleagues of mine spoke with them on Monday. Some of them don't even want to be there. They don't know why they're there. I've spoken with a couple passengers. Passengers ask me, why are they here? They're very intimidating. Like I said, they do nothing. They don't short.
Now, hold on. I mean, the only people that sees ICE as intimidating is those who are having issues. Like, this is the one problem I have. Like, okay, people are there to do their job. Like, if you see a policeman, are you gonna be scared? If you see an FBI, are you gonna be scared? If you're in the wrong, then yeah, you're gonna be scared. But if you're not in the wrong, then what is the point of being scared? This is the problem that's going on. A lot of Democratic parties have made these people who are their fellow law enforcers, made them to look like they're just evil. And because of that, the people are fearful of these agencies that's there to help the nation. Like, come on. Now, do they make mistakes? Who knows? Who knows? But nobody's perfect. No agency is perfect. And at the same time, like, I don't know, like, it's some, okay, you have people, you could have an airport that's, okay, in the beginning, you had a lot of people not showing up, right? TSA, because they weren't getting paid. If they're not showing up, and let's say somebody sees this as an opportunity to do harm to people, right? Then having ICE there would deter them from even trying. Just them being there says something. And this is the point that she's not making. And I don't agree with that. Like, just them being there, like, if I was there and I see them, you shoot, as long as I have my private paperwork and everything is good, like, hey man, what's going on? All right, cool, keep it moving. That's it. They just, them being there is like the fact that even she is talking as if, like, these are fearful agencies, right? Like, an enemy or somebody that's there to do harm to the airport, God forbid, would be fearful because now they see ICE. Whoa, is that ICE? Is that ICE? Yo, let's pause. You know what I mean? Like, they bring a sense of, better watch out now. Man, come on. This lady, man. Like, the airport is lacking TSA workers, and these people are there to help out. Let them help out. Stop talking about them bad.
The lines, so it's not like the lines are shortened because of them. Tuesday and Wednesdays are usually our slow days at the airport, so the lines are going to be a little shorter. They're not going to be as long. But today at work, they were long, especially the pre-check line. It wrapped around like a carousel. It was like ongoing for hours. So with ICE being at the airport, it's not making matters any better.
Is there any way to make up for these long lines? I mean, Yolanda, we've been reporting on folks that are showing up 4 or 5 hours before their flight and still barely making it. Do you see?
Let's go back real quick. See, when people talk, sometimes when they talk really fast, they tell you the truth and then they try to get to what they want to say.
And still barely making it. Do you see this getting worse, remaining the same?
It's going to get worse. If we don't get paid on Friday, it's going to get worse. The call out rate.
You hear what she said? If they don't get paid on Friday, it's gonna get worse. Why? Because if they're not getting paid, who's gonna show up? So if they're not showing up, who's supposed to help out? The ICE agents are supposed to help out. And then she said in her own words, like, you know what? Just the fact that the premise that's being given is they're not there to help, they're creating the atmosphere to let who would tend to want to do bad, or, you know, they don't have that opportunity. And then also, a lot of them are helping in the lines. A lot of them are helping in the lines. Who knows? Maybe she's not seeing as much as that in her airport where she's currently in, right? But eventually, you have to get them to a point where they understand what's going on. So they're getting trained. As they're being trained to actually understand how to push the line forward, the line is getting clear. In some airports, you have lines that's actually clear, right? So
it's probably, like they say in Atlanta, about 40%. It's going to climb even higher if we don't get paid on Friday. I guarantee it. And the lines are going to get longer. More spring breaks are coming up. You have the basketball March Madness coming up. You know, it's going to go into their playoff season. So it's going to get worse before it gets better.
exactly. And that's why they need to make sure this bill gets passed. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, that's it. TSA workers having issues because this bill's not passed, and also with ICE being around, hopefully they get some help. Hopefully these people are able to push the airport security section to be a little bit faster, and also the lines to be a little faster. So let's go. Let's make this happen. All right. Man. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Man. Hold on real quick. Let's get out of here. Bam. Let's pause this real quick. What time is it? 5? Golly. I'm making up. Almost done. Got a couple more. Got a couple more. All right, guys. This next one, what is it about? Let's go. They're running out of taxpayers. Blue states go on a tax binge. Damn. All right. So give me a minute. Give me a minute. Bam. Welcome back. Welcome back. Like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. So if you see me saying this over and over, it's because I do clip offs. So this video, next video, it's gonna be the same thing. All right. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. And man, how long has this been? Ooh, I'm on a 2-hour stretch. A 2-hour stretch. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Can we push it to 4? Maybe, maybe not. It's getting a little chilly. It's getting a little chilly. But let's do this. Let's do this. All right. So they're saying let's just go to it. Let's go to it. I was gonna say some stuff, but let's just go to it. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
After the company was found liable for endangering children. This is related to a lawsuit brought by the state of New Mexico. We are still waiting on a verdict in the landmark addiction trial against Meta and Google in Los Angeles, California.
In a statement to Fox Business, Meta says, quote, "We respectfully disagree with the verdict and will appeal. We work hard to keep people safe on our platforms. We will continue to defend ourselves vigorously, and we remain confident in our record of protecting teens online." Okay, we will follow. Meantime, Democrats have their answer to affordability, and it's taxing everything they can get their hands on.
The Wall Street Journal editorial board notes that several blue states are considering or already have implemented wealth taxes, confiscation.
Wealth taxes. Isn't the point of having I thought the point of having taxes is to help promote the growth of the state. Now, when you taxing the wealth, doesn't that push them away? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Of money.
One of these locations is Washington State, where lawmakers approved a 9.9% income tax on millionaires, a first in state.
Damn. That is high. I think where I am, it's like 6%. Golly. Yikes.
History, prompting wealthy residents and business owners to consider leaving the state.
New York City Mayor Zoran Mandani has pushed radical new proposals, including steeper estate.
It's Mandani. Mandani. Mayor Mandani. Am I saying it right? Anyways, man, he said, I'm going to tax all of you who have money and are rich. We taxing them. We taxing them. But guess what? Guess what? Mandani, the rich is hitting back. And guess what they saying?
State tax changes and property tax increases to fix the city's budget problems.
Join us now, Fox Business anchor David Asman. Well, these guys are on a tear, David. They really are. From Washington State to New York, California, and maybe places in between. They want to raise taxes.
And they're running out of taxpayers. I mean, the taxpayers, the Committee for Prosperity, they come out, Steve Moore comes out with his daily hotline. He put together a list of all the states that are losing people and all the states that are gaining people. And surprise, surprise, all the states that are losing people are raising their taxes, starting new ones. Remember, the state of Washington had zero income tax for decades. I mean, going back to when their Constitution was made up.
Right.
So, I mean, this is crazy because eventually you do run out of taxpayers. And I mean, I could just talk personally. They can split New York City.
So once the rich ended up leaving, the people who's eventually gonna get taxed is the actual probably the middle class and those that are working, because somebody got to pay.
Out of here.
I'm still in New York City. You are still in New York City. I'm thinking of moving. I went through the 9/11. I went through the pandemic. I never thought of moving. Now I'm thinking of it because this inheritance tax, if he gets what he wants from this inheritance tax, Mamdani, that's something I have worked a lifetime in trying to develop so I could pass something on to my kids. that would rob me of
Yes.
about half of my inheritance.
A lifetimes of work.
There you
Yeah,
go.
and I'm pretty well off. Imagine the middle class family that bought a house 40 years ago.
Told you.
For $70,000, it's now worth several hundred thousand. They'd lose that too.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's crazy. And again, people are not taking it. They're getting off their butts, packing their bags, and moving.
That's the only way you make these people pay.
Exactly.
And it falls on the corporations, not just the individuals, to pull up stakes and get the hell out of Dodge. We want to get your thoughts on this. This Minnesota millionaire says he legally received hundreds of dollars per month.
Hold on. Now, you know what's messed up? As these people, because millionaires can leave anytime they want, right? But as they leave and go to other states, now the middle class and the other taxpayers, right, whether it be lower middle class or middle class, they're the ones that's not paying for these rich people leaving. Like, they gotta make things more favorable for these people, because at the end of the day, like, if you have aspirations to become rich, like, all that thought and mindset and want, it kind of disappears, because, like, what's the point of being rich when you're just gonna lose all your money to somebody? And at the end of the day, like, you should pay your fair share, but you shouldn't be robbed, So I hope these states end up coming with favorable laws to help the rich, and also better tax agreements to help them, because, listen, I know some people are thinking, like, what, I'm not rich, I'm poor, so why should I care? Or I'm middle class, I'm paying all this, like, they should pay too. But guess what? While they here, the rich, they're actually helping you out by a lot of things that you should be paying for, that they're actually paying for, that's helping you out. So when the taxes are favorable for them, they stay here, they create economy, and there's growth in the state,
In food stamps, as he was trying to expose a huge loophole in the state's welfare program. Listen to this.
But you know what's messed up? The rich have to pay, right? But guess what? A lot of these politicians, they're super rich. Are they paying these? Are they paying? What's their loophole?
Took the application that was given to us in class, went down to the Stearns County Courthouse, stood in line, filled in the application, gave it to them. A few weeks later, I was receiving SNAP benefits.
The issue is Minnesota considers only income in these decisions, not assets.
Yeah. Well, and this guy was pulling a ruse. He wanted to see if he could do it, and then talk about it, about how ridiculous it is. But there are a lot of younger people. I moved to New York when I was in my early 20s.
All right, this is going to a little bit more what I want to talk about. So let me just give me a second. Bam. So yeah, that's it. If you want to watch the rest, go check the link in the description. Appreciate you guys. All right. So yeah, a lot of blue states are bringing up the taxes. They're bringing up the taxes, and a lot of the rich people are saying, really? All right, I'm out. And the middle class and lower middle class, right? And those who are taxpayers, they're the one that has to now pay that tax. And as they raise up the taxes, when the rich leave, they're gonna have to raise it up on the lower middle class, right? And the middle class, and basically taxpayers. Now they're gonna they will have to pay more taxes, which is sad. But it is what it is. Hopefully everything goes well, and these states realize, like, hey, you know what? Let's make it more favorable so we can keep these people here, so they can help make I guess their economy a lot stronger, a lot, more profitable. So who knows what will happen. Like, subscribe, Levi, Whiskey Peelers, I'm out. All right. Should I do another one? You know what? Let's do it. You know what's interesting? Right now, barely getting views. But it is what it is. People are coming in, people are leaving. And at the end of the day, I'm just glad to be here. So, let's see. Give me a minute. Bam. All right. So we got Mark Rubio here. And he's about to talk about what's happening. Oh, man. Whew. There's a lot happening. So Iran. They had their first cabinet meeting since Iran conflict began. So let's hear him talk.
As the president outlined very clearly to the world on the night this operation began, Iran has been at war with the United States for 47 years. For 47 years, Iran has been killing Americans and attacking Americans across this planet. And other presidents had an opportunity to do something about it. And they all warned about how Iran was dangerous, but they refused.
Oh, hold on. Let me go to it. Give me a second. Bam. There we go.
Across this planet. And other presidents had an opportunity to do something about it. And they all warned about how Iran was dangerous, but they refused to act. And this president's not someone that's going to refuse to act. He's not going to leave a danger like this in place. He's going to address it, and that is what he is doing. From the very first night of this operation, the president made it very clear. People like this, and now what I'm talking about is not the people of Iran. The people that run this country are radical Shia clerics. These are religious fanatics. Look what they are doing now. At their weakest point, this is the weakest Iran has ever been, and look at what they're doing. They're attacking embassies. They're attacking hotels. Imagine what these people would do if they had a nuclear weapon. That is an unacceptable risk for the world. By the way, the president's not just doing a favor to the United States and to our people. This is for the world. He defined very clearly on the first night of this operation what the goal was. We were going to destroy Iran's Navy, and that is happening. We were going to, if it hasn't already happened, I'll let Pete speak to the specifics of it. We were going to destroy their missile launching capabilities. We're well on our way to achieving that goal. We were going to destroy the factories so they couldn't make more missiles and more drones. And that is moving forward. Every single objective the president clearly laid out on the first night of this operation is being effectuated. Again, Pete will speak to the specifics of it. This has been an incredibly successful operation. Every day, it may not get covered because, we're unlike them. We're not bombing embassies and hotels. We're hitting military targets. But every day, the Department of War lets the drummer get wicked over every portion of Iran that has these military capabilities, and the results are going to bear fruit for the world. The world is going to be a safer and a better place when President Trump's mission here is achieved. And frankly, I think countries around the world, even those that are out there complaining about this a little bit, should actually be grateful that the United States has a president that's willing to confront a threat like this and not allow it to continue to persist. Because these people will kill as many Americans as they have a chance to do, and if they have a nuclear weapon, as the Vice President pointed out, they could kill millions of Americans in the future, and that is a risk that was not going to continue to exist as long as we had this president.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube.
Okay. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Wow, that was a lot said. Ooh-wee. That was a lot said. You know, it is true, man. This guy, he's making moves. He's not stopping. He's not stopping. He's making moves. What I see, man, I think there's gonna be a regime change, and I think that the princess here, I think he's about to go over there, because the way that they doing things, it's like they are trying to clear out the current regime to just bring in that prince that's here that's been waiting for all them years, and he's desperately trying to go back. He wants to go back, and if he did it, he actually would be uh a move that would possibly help America, because as he's there, he's able to bring forth a lot of American values, right? And bring back what they had before, because before they were striving. There was a lot of economic change back when they had the king. And now with this regime that's there, and how they trying to get rid of it to put the new one. Hold on 1 second. To put the new one, I'm telling you, there's gonna be a regime change, possibly, because if they wanted to just talk, it would have been maybe a few hits, and then after that, let's talk. Now you see what we can do, right? But they seem like they doing this to just remove what's there and start anew, and make sure that these this regime that I guess America doesn't feel should be there, understand that you can't come back. You can't come back. This is it. We're done, and we're putting they're putting the prince in power. Who knows? Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But at the end of the day, it seemed like that's what's gonna happen, a regime change, pretty much. That's how I see this going. That's how I see this going. All right, cool. That was cool. Like, subscribe, appreciate you. All right. Another video. We got another one. Let's give Mark Rubio. This guy talks very eloquently. I like him. Maybe you guys don't know. I do. Anyways, and who knows? Maybe there will be change to that region for good. But hey. All right. Man, I've been going whoo-wee. I've been hitting them left and right. Listen, I'm trying to get as much video out as I can, because there's a lot happening next week. Once April begins, like, there's a lot happening. A lot. Okay. What's next? Okay. All right. So let's go to the next one. All right. Let's get started. Let's get started, baby. Let's go. We got another one and another one. Welcome back. All right. This is in North Andover, right? I think that's Massachusetts. But so oh man, I'm looking at the headline. I'm like, whoa, did that really happen? So apparently, officer pulls a gun on other officers. Let's see what happened with that trial. Hold on. Give it a minute.
Restraining order at her home in North Andover. Today was day one of her bench trial. She's facing one charge of assault with a dangerous weapon. Boston 25 News reporter Ele Murillo is on scene in Lawrence, where opening statements were heard.
Well, it was a day of dueling narratives here in court, both from the Commonwealth and Kelsey's defense team. Witnesses took to the stand and shed new light on what they claimed unfolded.
I heard Officer Noonan call out in like a loud, authoritative voice, "Kelsey, don't do it, Kelsey."
The first witness called to the stand was Lieutenant Sean Daly, who testified that he heard Officer Pat Noonan yell, "Don't do it," moments before two gunshots rang out. He was not in the room, but says he later found Fitzsimmons on the ground with a gun nearby.
She kept saying, "I'm sorry and I want to die."
In June of last year, police say Fitzsimmons pulled out a gun, pointed it at officers, and pulled the trigger while being served with a restraining order filed by her fiancé. Although the weapon did not fire, Fitzsimmons was then shot by responding officers.
There are two reasons that Pat Noonan is alive today. The first being that Miss Fitzsimmons' gun, while it had a full magazine, it did not have a round in the chamber. The second reason is that
That's sad. That's happening to her. That's sad. One of the saddest things is the fact that she has a child, and to have thoughts like that, yeah, that's she was willing to end it right there. I'm just glad that the officers did not actually. Man, that could have been a bad situation. So that means those officers handled the situation well. And now we're at the point where she's alive, a mother. And although she's going through the situation with her fiance, she can actually face trial. And who knows what the outcome will be.
Pat Noonan, based on his years and decades of training and experience, reacted in a calm, professional way when he protected both himself and everyone else in that house.
Kelsey's defense team is telling a different story.
That's when the words, Kelsey, no, are uttered.
They argue that Fitzsimmons was in crisis and was not a threat.
The evidence here, Judge, will show that he was trying to tell her not to kill herself.
Kelsey's defense argued that her actions were driven by fear of losing her child, her home, and a career with no intent to harm officers.
The evidence will show that Kelsey never pointed a gun at him and that this was a mistake. It was a brain freeze. It was a mechanical thing. It was someone seeing a gun and shooting.
That's the bedroom when the shooting occurred.
Both the Commonwealth and Fitzsimmons' defense relying on key evidence on the first day of trial.
Behind my clothes is the black rifle safe.
Kelsey's ex-fiance Justin also taking the stand. He says he was at his parents' house when the incident happened, but coordinated to pick up his firearms the day before.
I knew that I needed to pick up my firearms. I had feared for my son, and I thought that his life was in danger and grave risk.
Your Honor will find Ms. Fitzsimmons not guilty.
An important factor to keep in mind is that Kelsey has chosen that her case be decided by a judge, not a jury.
Wow. Okay. So, well, praying for her. Hope everything goes well and she goes back to her family if possible. And wow, it's a sad situation, but man, wow, we're just glad she's alive. And man, those officers handled this well. Can you imagine that? She has a gun pointing at them, and they didn't let off any rounds. They were able to, I guess, talk her and eventually resolve the situation and come to a resolution where she's now able to face court and nobody's dead. Nobody's dead. Her mother's not lost. Her sister's not lost. Auntie, whatever her title would be in the family. And the child has a mom. Yeah, so she's gonna have to go through some legal battles, right? Because child support, all those different things, custody battles and all that. But at least she's alive to see her child, and her child has both parents. That's the good news. That's the good news. But wow, sad situation. Sad situation. All right, cool. Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. Do I have time for no? Should I do another one? Golly, should I do another one? I don't know. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Another one? Let me see. 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 All right. Where's the next one? Oh. This one's pretty cool. It's a tiger. Okay. Let's see. All right. First, let's remove the sound because when it starts, it takes time to bring it up and make it big and have me on the side. So that's what you guys are not seeing. Ooh. Bam. There we go. All right. We ready. We ready. We ready. Okay, guys. Okay, we got another one. Let's give me an applause. I've been doing a lot. I'm getting ready to just unload on you guys. Unload. We're not fully monetized yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So I'm just trying to throw you guys as much as I can so I get to that process. You feel me? All right. Let's do this. Okay, so this one is so there's a trainer, right? It says tiger attacks, drags trainer. Graphic video. All right. So guys, be prepared for this. Okay? Be prepared for this. So we're gonna transition real quick. Let's get ready. Bam, there we go. So this is gonna be a quick video. So I gotta watch it to stop at the right time frame. Every video is on the link and description. All right, so you can check the full one out, review it, see what happened, all that stuff. And if you can, please post your comments. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Comments on the video, even what I say, and let me know. All right, cool. So let's get this started. Bam. So as you saw, the trainer is doing a normal routine that they do with the tiger. I don't know whatever that routine is. So as that is happening, the tiger said, "You know what? I got another plan. I don't feel like doing this today. Nah, I'm going after you." Unfortunately, the tiger attacked her. But luckily for her, another trainer went in, and I'm assuming that tiger was well fed because, man, it could have been bad. Those tigers have really powerful jaws and they can do things quick. So, whatever happened, the trainer got attacked. So let's see.
Hey. Gandhi, no. Gandhi.
There you go. That's the other trainer that's on the side.
Gandhi. No. Dad.
Apparently, Gandhi didn't want to listen. And thank God the other trainer rushed in.
David.
Golly, isn't that animal cruelty? Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. All right, so thank God he was able to get the tiger away from her, right? Currently, the tiger's dragging the woman, but man, is that animal cruelty? I mean, and given the situation, he's doing something to help relieve the lady's pending worse situation. So I guess it's warranted. But man. Oof.
Gandhi! No, that was my dad. That was my dad. Joanna, no. Gandhi, no.
So now, although he's doing all this, eventually the tiger does let go. So thank God, if he didn't come through and did what he did, I don't think this lady would have been alive. I don't think she would have been alive. Whoa.
Okay, I'm okay.
No! Close the door.
No!
Close the door.
And there they are. Thank God I was at the edge of my seat. I'm like, whoa. I already seen this, but watching it over and over, it's kind of chilling, It's kind of chilling. It makes you think like, man. And then there's another, is that another tiger? I don't know. It looks like another wild animal, right? That's right there. Who knows? Thank God this one didn't just jump in because, man. But anyways, good news. They were able to evade this animal potentially killing her or doing worse. So she's up, she's walking, and man, whew, that is scary. Whoa, that's scary. Golly, man. Who knows? But these are trainers. They train to do what they do, and do it. One was able to come in, and the fact that the lady was calm during the whole thing, like, yo, Gandhi, get off me, man. Get off me, yo. Get off me. Get off me, man. She was calm. She commanded the animal to get off of him. And who knows, maybe this has happened before and they already trained to know exactly what to do. Right? But this right here, man, this lady's lucky. There's two of them in there too. You see that? 1, 2. They both could have attacked the both of them. Lucky today for them because they were able to get out and escape. Man, let's give an applause to that other trainer. He came through. he came through. If this dude didn't come through, yo, this lady would have been gone. Oh man, that would have been sad. That would have been sad, man. To know that you've trained this animal all this time, probably, who knows, maybe they know these animals since they were like babies, right? And for this to have happened, that's bad. That's bad. But I guess that's the risk you face, and they are well trained. They are well trained as professionals to deal with these animals of such high powerful of a bite, that they have, like, man, it's, if luckily the animal is used to them, because man, anybody else, that thing probably would tear their limb off, man. You see that? Do you see that? But hey, this trainer came through and did what he had to, got her away from the tiger, got her away from the tiger, and they were able to, evade a horrible, horrible situation. So, man, that would have been bad. That would have been bad. Thank God the situation is resolved. But yeah, this trainer came through.
No.
This trainer came through.
Hello, everyone.
Ah, come on. This trainer came through. Ooh wee. Oh. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Like, subscribe, and push the share if you can, man. Oh, I'm trying to get this set. All right. All right. Do I have time for another one? Can I do another one? It's getting chilly. All right. What is next? What is next? All right. All right. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Another one. I'm doing one more, and after that, I'm out. All right. Cool. All right, guys. What is going on? Savannah Guthrie. Man. Savannah Guthrie. And looks like Nancy Guthrie. The daughter of Savannah Guthrie. Wait. Hold on. Savannah Guthrie, co-host, and Nancy Guthrie's daughter. Okay, so Nancy Guthrie is the person, the lady that was the investigation to her whereabouts is going on. Savannah Guthrie, which is man, that whew, that's sad. That's sad, man. So her mom was apparently missing, and they've been looking for her for a long time. I did the first one where, like, showed her missing. She was crying. It was a sad situation, and now it's been so long, man. Still haven't found her, and she's speaking out, letting us know what's going on. What is going on? All right, cool. So So let's get ready to play this. Let's get ready to play this.
She was in tremendous pain. Her back was very bad. You know, she was trying to, on a good day, she could walk down to the mailbox and get the mail, but most days not. So there was no wander off. And the doors were propped open.
Yeah.
And there was blood on the front doorstep. And the Ring camera had been yanked off. This is not okay.
You know, hearing all this means that this was planned. It seems like it was planned because how would you know there's a Ring camera there? In every detail that's happening, it seems like the person knows or been watching or something to plan this whole situation out. Because all this time they still haven't found the person and all these things that's coming out. So, yo, all this happened that led up to the situation. You know, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. You know? And you know, it's really sad the fact that she's still going through this, man. Like it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah. This isn't, something is very wrong here.
So moments ago, Savannah Guthrie revealing brand new details about the moments they discovered their mother was missing 7 weeks ago. Fox News contributor and retired FBI supervisor special agent James Galliano has been covering this case from the very beginning and joins us now. James, good to see you, my friend. Two things stick out to me. One, she refers to her mother in past tense. That was new. The second thing is she introduces this new detail about the back doors being propped open.
You know, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that. Past tense. So are they just preparing us to hear a news that we're not prepared to hear? Or are they doing this because they still haven't found the person, but they realize what may have happened? And the investigation is still going on, so they don't want to lead us onto too much. I don't know.
What do you make of that?
Yeah, LJ, a couple of big takeaways, and I think you're onto something here. The first is it's heart-wrenching to listen to this videotaped interview. Savannah is going through survivor's guilt right now.
That is true.
Guilt, remorse, feelings of worthlessness, feeling like this was her fault when it was clearly not. And look, as we're looking at the drone footage from our drone team right now of the backyard, the big takeaway I took from this interview was the fact that she said doors, multiple doors, were propped open in the back. Now, we know early on in the investigation, the sheriff had insinuated that there might have been forcible entry and then walked it back in later interviews and said there was no forcible entry. So did someone have a key? Was there a keypad there? Or was the door left unlocked? And second of all, Lawrence, this was another huge takeaway for me. Savannah basically assesses that two of the ransom notes, the ones that the family responded to, in her words, were real. I think those are the two biggest takeaways from this interview.
Let's go back to the initial point about the back doors being propped open. Since you were on the scene, and we remember that
Okay, that's another thing. Like, before, we were told about the Ring cameras, how they found they didn't find the person, but how they had something going on with the whole camera, how somebody possibly would have been on the camera, right? And then that's all we got. That's all we got. A potential somebody, who knows? But then they ruled it out, right? Now we're getting more information how the back was doors were potentially, based on what he's saying, opened forcefully. So this seems like this is a setup. They already knew what they were doing and they planned it. That's what it seems like to me. It seems like it was a setup.
Observing that area and the ground team doing the grid search back there, where could he have taken her that direction? Is it terrain going out the back door?
Yeah. No, it would be too difficult. I mean, Lawrence, this is arduous terrain. I mean, it's undulating hills. You've got saguaro cactuses. You've got all kinds of unforgiving landscape there. What I surmise, and again, from having been 5 feet away from the front door, what I surmise is that a vehicle had to be brought into that half-circular driveway. You could escape the Nest or the Ring doorbell camera from that perspective. You could park it by the garage, come around to the back door and go in that way. Why the kidnapper or kidnappers felt the need to disable the Nest camera, that leads me to believe that they thought that that camera could pick something up from the roadway. Now, we know how dark it is out in the desert at night, and that Ring camera or Nest camera only picked up movement out to about 10 feet. They're slated to go out to 30 feet, and I think they did that as a precaution. But then you've got the blood spatter also on the front porch, and we know that that blood came back to Nancy Guthrie.
You brought up the Ring camera here, Savannah.
Did you hear that? Whoa, did you hear that? Damn. Listen, if there's blood, that means there was an injury. Whoa. That's crazy. See, this is stuff that they didn't tell us before. Like, now all these new things are coming out. Wow. So, back doors was opened forcefully. You have car being out of range. You have it being too dark, and then them tampering with the camera. And then there's blood. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Guthrie talking about that. Watch.
When the Ring camera video surfaced and you could see who that person was, just tell me what you thought when you saw those images of the person who took your mother.
I mean, it's just absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
It's just totally terrifying. And I
I don't
can't
know if you catch that. She shook
imagine
a little bit
that
when she was thinking about it.
is who she saw standing over her bed.
James.
Yeah, I think, again, this goes back to the survivor's guilt. She's watching this video, and again, the FBI's Operational Technology Division, along with the commercial companies, did a great job of digging this video up that's on the screen. And look, Lawrence, I've been doing this prognostication business for a long time, and I'm 99%.
Man, this looks like professionals. The way they doing stuff, that's not no amateurs.
Right when I suggest, hey, this person or these people will be apprehended. But we're into day 54 right now. And remember, the Brian Kohberger case took 47 days for them to be able to bring him into custody. But I think the proximity to the Mexico border makes this inherently more difficult. And going back to the Dark Skies Initiative, there just wasn't enough camera evidence. There wasn't enough imagery because of how dark it is out there. And the fact that the cameras that were put up in the municipality, they don't track license plates. They basically just make gauges on how much traffic is coming or going. That's what's made this exceedingly difficult. I still believe that we will find out who did this. Every day that goes by just becomes more difficult to believe that it's going to be a successful reunion with Savannah and her mother.
James, I got to get this last side in because there's this emotional moment where Savannah takes some responsibility. Watch.
There are a lot of different notes, I think, that came. And I think most of them, it's my understanding, are not real. And I didn't see them. But, you know, a person that would send a fake ransom note really has to look deeply at themselves. And I just say, I'm so sorry, Mommy. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to my sister and my brother and my kids and my nephew and Tommy and my brother-in-law. I'm like so sorry. I'm so sorry. If it is me, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Wow, that's sad. That's sad. Hopefully, who knows what the outcome's gonna be, but man, that lady needs comforting. And her family. Wow. Wow. Golly. Yeah, that's sad. And all this new evidence and stuff and things that they saying and now blood splatters. Wow, that's sad. That's sad. All right. Well, apparently that's what's happening with that. Who knows? Who knows? Hopefully they found the lady. Hopefully they find the lady. But yeah, like, subscribe, and share. Post your comment. Let us know what your opinion is. What you thinking. Is this gonna get solved? What's the outcome? Who knows? Who knows? We just want a good resolution for them. Good situation, even though it's already bad and things don't seem that great. But hopefully this family gets a closure. Closure, and hopefully they resolve what's happening. All right, cool. Peace. All right, I think that's it. I think I'm done. Whew. That was a long life. Have I ever gone 3 hours? Golly, do I have another one? Do I have another one? Listen, do I have another one? Do I have another one? I have one more, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Wrap it up. You know what? Let's talk about Europe. Let's talk about Europe. What is Europe up to? I think I might change it up. Bam. So, ooh wee. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. All right. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. So we're gonna go back to that. So, Jose Medina, charge of murder, first degree, attempted murder. Man, I'll let me go to it so I can read it, because that's we. So apparently, Chicago mayor is facing some backlash on this situation because apparently they're saying this shouldn't have happened. This should not have happened. And they're saying because this whole migrant thing issue that's going on, that ICE is not picking up these people, and it's sad. It's a sad situation because this is not the first time this person was accused of wrongful doings. And because of that, a better resolution should have came out of this to help this person be how can I say it? I'm trying to say this without being, too okay. So the minute that this happened, and you know he had gotten accused of wrongdoing, if it was anybody else, I know they probably would have gone to jail. But apparently this guy was able to do harm to somebody of the greatest magnitude. And now this person is not here anymore. Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Is due in court today after being charged with murder and other felonies in the death of an 18-year-old college student in Chicago. Sheridan Gorman was shot and killed while walking with friends near.
Now, I know a lot of people want to support people who are having issues with immigration. And listen, some people have family members, friends, that they actually want to be able to see. They want to be around them. They want them to have a good life, and they want them to be legally here. But sometimes that's not possible for some people. And because of that, they're fearful of ICE. And also, on top of that, you have people who are doing bad, who are creating horrible situation for people who are actually here to work, live their life out, eventually getting proper paperwork and becoming legal in the US, and getting their citizen and becoming productive citizens. However, people like this is why we have a lot of problems, and why let's play.
Her campus. Her family saying, quote, Sheridan was 18. She had her.
And this 18-year-old, right? Let's go back to her picture. This 18-year-old now does not get to live her life out, does not get to have, what normal adults would tend to have, family, kids, and she's gone. She's gone.
Family saying, quote, Sheridan was 18. She had her entire life ahead of her, her education, her future, her family. The countless lives she would have touched, all of that was taken in a moment, and there is no way to repair the loss. What Sheridan was doing that night, walking with friends near her campus, was normal. It was safe. It is what students do every day. We will not allow this to be dismissed as a wrong place, wrong time. This was not a random misfortune. This was a violent and preventable act. Veteran Chicago reporter William J. Kelly joins us now. William, thanks so much for joining the program. I just want to go through Medina's history. In May 9th, 2023, Medina was apprehended by the Border Patrol and released into the country under the Biden administration. And then June 23, Medina was released again following an arrest for shoplifting in Chicago. What do you make of this?
God bless you, Lawrence. Thank you for bringing attention to this issue. No one else will talk about it, apparently. As a lifelong Chicagoan, it breaks my heart. As a Loyola University alum, it breaks my heart. But it also makes me angry because this was the single most avoidable loss of life, Sheridan Gorman, in the history of Chicago. The suspect was well known to police. God bless the Chicago Police Department. They've arrested this guy over and over and over again. Judge Gonzalez let him out so that he could kill, allegedly, so far we're, getting all the details. But, Judge Gonzalez let the suspect out, and now he's being charged.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but so we only have some of the facts in our newsroom, but you're telling me based on the information that you have, he was arrested multiple times in Chicago?
Multiple times. Deportable offenses, Lawrence. These were This is why it was so avoidable. This suspect never should have been in the country to begin with. Obviously, he wouldn't have been able to kill Sheridan if he wasn't in the country. But multiple deportable offenses. And God bless the CPD, the Chicago police, because they have been arresting this guy despite the fact that Mayor Johnson is endlessly telling them not to touch the illegals, not to detain them, not to turn them over to ICE. And I've asked Mayor Johnson about this over and over and over again. He just gives me the same dead-eyed, blank stare.
Mayor Johnson does not like this guy at all. He hates this dude. He just does not like him. Every time he goes to to like an interview, and he always asks Mayor Johnson like the same question, right? In various ways. And he does not like him at all. At all. Man. But he does ask clear questions, and like, what are you gonna do for the citizens that's there currently, you know? And that's something that's really important. You know, you have people who are there who are law-abiding citizens that's doing what they can, going to school and going to college, doing everything they can to, you know, live their life out in America. And then these situation happens. There should be laws not to, you know, like the problem is they're grouping all the immigrants as one when you have particular people that's doing harm. And because of that, that's the ones that well, that's what they saying they want to be removed and reported, so you know the rest of the citizens can enjoy their lives and not have to worry about people coming in and doing harmful act to citizens, you know. So this guy, man.
And we have a revolving door now. So people might say, well, at least this suspect is behind bars now. Guess what? There are thousands of Jose Medinas that are in a revolving door that's going around so fast, Lawrence, that I'm surprised that they're not flying out of the jail because this is exactly the policies that got Sheridan Gorman killed.
So this is what the family are saying. We read a little bit of the statement earlier. Here's another portion of it. We are gravely disappointed by the policies and the failures that allow this individual to remain in a position to commit this crime. When systems fail, whether through release decisions, lack of coordination, or unwillingness to act, the consequences are not abstract. They are real. And in our case, they are permanent. This case must be prosecuted to the fullest extent of both state and federal law. There can be no gaps, no shortcuts, no second chances that put others at risk. Accountability must be complete. What's your reaction to that?
Mayor Johnson has put illegal aliens over American citizens, Chicago citizens, real Chicagoans, whose hearts are broken for the Gorman family today, by the way, over again and again and again. Mayor Johnson has not even released a statement offering his condolences. His apology would be more appropriate. And maybe it's a good thing, because knowing Mayor Johnson the way I know him, his statement would probably be accusing Sheridan of provoking this attack, this crime.
Wow. That's sad. That is sad. It's unfortunate what happened to her, man, and condolences to the family. Wow, that's a bright star that they just lost. It's sad, man. Golly. Anyways, like, subscribe, check out the channel, and prayers for the family, because they should not be going through this. Because, man, you have people who are here trying to just live out their life, and you have criminals with criminal acts and behaviors that's causing harm to the people, right? Regardless if it's a regular person or somebody that's of immigrant or not, whatever. It's messed up. That should not happen. This Chicago is, man, I pray and hope that place gets better, and prayers for the family, because, man, this is horrible. Wow. All right. I think that's it. We talked about a lot today. From good to bad to you. Oh my gosh. And man, we did it, right? How long is this? How long have I gone? Oh, I passed the 3 hour mark. Wow, I've never gone that long before, because I've never had the opportunity to. But now I'm trying to see if I can do a lot of this stuff Saturdays, especially at night. Because you know what? Since you guys aren't really watching during the day like that, like, I'm about to do this at night, man. Like, get as much out as I can. And days off, I'm gonna push as many videos as I can. That way we can just reclip them, right? But I got more. This channel's gonna grow, and I'm just gonna keep pushing. I gotta do the daily stuff, so you guys can start coming in more and like, okay, cool, this is what the time he's on. But I thank you guys for rewatching and for liking and posting comments and all that stuff, right? I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Appreciate you and peace.